Today's workout is going to be a circuit workout, and I teach this class on Tuesday mornings at 7 a.m. online. It's a combination of Pilates, yoga, and cardio, as well as strength training. So for this video, you're going to want to have a TheraBand. If you don't have a TheraBand, no big deal. You could use hand weights as well. And we're going to start in just some squats here. So you're going to position your feet about as wide as your shoulders, and you're just going to sit your hips back and then stand back up. And when you sit your hips back, it's really important here that you allow your ankles to bend and your hips to really bend as well, so that you can sit your hips back as if sitting into a chair behind you. Really using your glutes and your hamstrings or the backs of your legs to help power you up. We're going to add the TheraBand to this. So you're going to press the arms out as you squat down, working through your mid-back, keeping the neck long, keeping the shoulders out of the ears, taking good care of your knees, especially when you go to stand up. It's really important that you not hyperextend your knees. So feel for kind of a micro bend in the knees as you come up to the top. We're going to add some isometric abduction here. So imagine that you're trying to push the floor apart, or if you're on a yoga mat, it's really helpful here to feel like you're pushing the feet out laterally, and that's going to help work the abductors of the hips. Just continuing to go up and down. And we can add a heel lift to this, adding a lot more balance work. Anytime that you go to balance, it's really important to engage your abs, keep your eyes focused. In yoga, we call it the drishti being the point that you focus your eyes on in order to help you maintain your balance. And then from here, we're going to take the feet a little bit wider apart and go into some side skating. So just sliding your hips from right to left. Again, being sure that you're tracking your knees right over the centers of your feet, looking for a deep hinge in the hips. And then here again, we can add our TheraBand to the mix, this time working more on a deltoid and tricep press. So you're pressing one arm forward, one arm back, keeping it moving. Again, being sure that you're not bringing your shoulders up to your ears. You're really working through those target muscles of the arms and shoulders. And we're going to come through center. We're going to go through a hamstring stretch. So you're going to press the arms out to the sides of you as you hinge forward and then come back. Trying to essentially bow over the top of the hip joint. And then your hamstrings are working a bit like a pulley system. So they stretch and then work to pull you up. Stretch and work to pull you up. Meanwhile, the pull out on the arms actually helps to counterbalance the stretch you're creating in your hamstrings. We're going to come through center. Bring the feet together, wrap the TheraBand around the upper part of your rib cage so the TheraBand comes underneath the armpits. And we're going to start to punch forward and back. And then we can add a little jog. And you might jog around the room. Just working your chest muscles, staying light on your feet. Trying not to pound too hard into the legs. It's really important to kind of control your landing, especially for your knees, so that they don't lock. And then from here, we can go into a little bit of a side step. So we're stepping from side to side. Now this might look just like a little tap, right? Just making it your own. Especially if you notice any kind of torque on the knee, you might need to reduce the range of motion somewhat. Or we can go down into more of a curtsy squat. Here again, watching for tracking of the knee over the center of the foot, and then really using your glutes, your hamstrings to help push you up. Finally, you could add a hop here. Really propelling yourself through your foot, your calf, as you go from side to side. And then we're coming back. We're gonna alternate now with those arms, jogging it out. And then we'll slow it down. We're gonna take the band around the left foot, right around the arch of the foot. And then you're gonna slide your right foot through, and we're coming into warrior one. So the front knee is bent directly over the ankle. Your back heel is pressing down into the floor. So you're in a bit of a calf stretch here. And then we're going into bicep curls. You might need to choke up or down on the band, depending on what feels most comfortable to you and gives you the best challenge. Warrior one is a great strength building exercise. It helps to strengthen the muscles in the legs, but it's also going to stretch out your hip flexor on this left leg and the calf. And then we can add on a forward press. Reach, return, unwind the bicep curl. Here it's really important to keep your rib cage stacked right over top your pelvis, so that as your arms go forward, you're not leaning into it with your torso. And then let's return. We're going to switch and do the other side. Right foot comes in the band, left foot steps through. Right heel pushing down into the band, front knee over the ankle. And again, bicep curl. Now these TheraBands are an awesome, awesome workout, and you have to take really good care of your TheraBand. If you ever notice that your TheraBand is getting little tiny holes in it, or if it's starting to stick together, that's a good sign to you that you need to get a new TheraBand. And we're going to add that forward punch. TheraBands can become a little bit of a safety hazard when they're not in good shape. If they break when you're in the middle of doing an exercise, it can be problematic, especially if the TheraBand is in a position in which it could hit you in the face. That's not really the situation here as much, but there are other exercises where that could be a problem. So just take good care of your equipment. And with this exercise, since we just are kind of wrapping up that cardio, focus on taking some deep breaths, getting your breath to come back to a nice gentle tempo. I'll do that one more time, and then release. All right, there's a little taste of circuit class. Take care.